going on, YouTube? Welcome to the very first episode of the IEG garden. Today's video is just going to be me going over exactly what I'm doing to set up my greenhouse and have it fully on rainwater and rainwater collection. So let me set you down here and we'll jump right into what exactly I'm doing. So starting off, I needed to get my rainwater collection system built. I didn't start recording this part just because getting all of the parts for the PVC and everything and finding the right fittings for this rain barrel here was a little difficult. It was a lot of going back and forth to Home Depot, figuring everything out. But let me show you what I got going on here. So this is a 300-gallon water tank. It did arrive slightly damaged that you'll see here. I tested filling it up about to around 125 gallons and it wasn't leaking. So I figured I should just put some silicone over top of that and that'll fix that. But what I've got going on here is a 2-inch adapter or reducer down to a 1-inch or 1.5 inch PVC. And then from there I did a 1.5 inch to 3/4 inch. And then of course just 3/4 inch 40 or schedule 40 to a T, which will then go over to this valve here, which is a drain valve, just in case I need to drain the system for winter. And then it comes out to here where I've got a 3/4 inch union here. This will allow me, because the pump is gonna go right here, this is a 1/2 inch to 3/4 inch reducer that allows me to screw on the pump itself. And the union here allows me to actually, that's a little tight, but this allows me to actually remove, there we go, that's why it's probably cemented on. This allows me to remove the pump for winter time. See, so then that will come off and then this will be attached to the pump. That's all set there. Now for the actual rainwater collection system, what I've done is, of course, it's coming off of my downspout, goes into a 4-inch PVC tubing there, or piping. Down at the bottom I have a cap with a screw to be able to drain that out for winter as well. But the main reason I did this setup is essentially the water's going to come in down through here, fill up this tube, come back up, and then overflow into the rain barrel. And then of course we've got a net or a screen here, filter out anything else. This is essentially a gravity filter for any sediment or larger sediment. It'll fall down to the bottom when the water comes in and it won't just go straight into the rain barrel. So it's kind of a 2-filter system. But yeah, that's what I've got going on so far. Now I'm gonna set you down and we're gonna do a test fill. Since I can't cap that off yet because I gotta attach a pump to it, I'm just gonna plug it with my hand or something else, and we're gonna test filling this up, make sure everything is all set and ready to go. All right, I'm just gonna plug it up here with a trash bag before I start filling it. Alright, we've got water filling in there right now. This will probably take at least 20-30 minutes to fill up. So far this little thing's working. Let's see if we got water out of it yet. Nope, nothing. All right. So while it's filling, I'm gonna go do some other things, possibly get the greenhouse out, start putting that together, and then we'll come back to this. So, woo, one thing down. In the meantime, while that's filling up to test everything, I'm gonna try to put together as much as I can of this greenhouse. This is a 25 foot by 10 foot by, I guess, 6.6 feet. It was listed at 7 feet on Amazon. Yeah, let's try to get this all set up. We've got the water tank full, all the way up to the overflow part. I think I'm gonna put an elbow on this, have it drain out towards the parking lot here, since this corner of the house. Everything seems to be working great down here at this end. Nothing, no major leaks or anything. Got a small drip down here, but that's coming from the fitting that was on the actual tank itself that it came with. Nothing that I put on. So this will be where the pump goes and everything. And then this is just a drain for wintertime, like I was saying. So since everything is fully complete for the rainwater collection system, now it's time to move on to the greenhouse. Since I know that it works, I'm just gonna drain it all and see. Drain works great. But yeah, this is a success. I will see you guys probably tomorrow, or I'll continue making the video tomorrow, possibly. Setting up the greenhouse, I'm not sure when I'll have time to do that, but greenhouse is gonna go right over there, right behind this garden here, little raised beds. So it'll go straight back. I'm gonna tell you a little bit on what the plans are here real quick too. So my plan is to have the pump here, and off the pump, have it go down, dig a trench in the ground, run that all the way out to the greenhouse, have it come up out of the ground in the greenhouse to supply water straight there. And I'm gonna have an irrigation system set up and everything, because if you've been following me, you know I like my irrigation systems on my other channel and everything. Yeah, let's go ahead and drain this, and we'll end today out. That's beautiful. It's draining away from the house, which is what we want. Beautiful. All right, so I've been slacking on keeping up on my videos here. I did a bunch of work off camera, and I'm about to show you what that is. We're not quite to building the greenhouse or setting that up yet. So with the water tank here, obviously got all that set up. I added this, the overflow, with some screens, so then that way mosquitoes can't get in. And then down here, we've got that all set up with the actual pump in place and the timer valve. So that's where we're at right there. And I'll show you what I'm doing here with the actual greenhouse area. So I've already started, as you can see, but I am just deturfing the area where the greenhouse is gonna go. I've got it all marked out and spray painted on there. But yeah, this is all I could get done today. Got limited time to work with, since I'm doing this after work. So I'm doing as much as I can, as fast as I can. It's been a lot of work, and we'll see when I actually finish this, but I'm gonna try to do better on taking video, showing you what I'm actually doing while I'm doing it. So hopefully we'll be able to and it'll be there. So it's a new day, obviously, and I just got back from a rental gardening shop. I don't know what it exactly was. There was a bunch of different rental stuff there. But I gave up on the shovel technique for taking up sod. So I got myself a kicker sod cutter, and we're gonna use that today. Try to get this job done. So yeah, let's go get that done. But first, I'm gonna take a quick safety meeting. If you don't know what a safety meeting is, you're probably not old enough to know what a safety meeting is. And if you are old enough and you don't know what a safety meeting is, get with it. Let's go take a safety meeting, okay? All right, so I've got the kicker sod cutter here, and what they recommended is to wet the area before using it. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna wet it down really good, because they said that really wet sod is easier to cut through, because basically when it's dry it's like cement, which makes sense. And plus my yard is very, very rocky, so hopefully this will help. All right, it's officially 4 hours later. I'm sweaty, I'm hot, I'm tired, but I got it all done. Yay. Did a quick rake through on it. And got all the rest of the grass off, or what was left, I guess, just that dead grass or whatever. But yeah, tomorrow is gonna be leveling and flattening the ground, and then the greenhouse will go up. We're almost there. Everyone, today is a new day. Today I'm going to be leveling out the ground here, and then hopefully we'll have enough time to get the greenhouse set up. Something just fell in my garage. I'm not sure what it was, but it freaked me out. So yeah, we're gonna get to that right now. Oh, the other thing is I only have just a small level. So I'm using a nice long board to help me extend that. It's a 6-foot board. But yeah, I'm just gonna lay it down, figure out where the dirt needs to go, and we'll go from there. Should be level. We're very, very close to it. Now I'm just gonna grab a board. I don't know if this is the correct thing to do or not, but I'm gonna wet down the area as well before I pack it down. But yeah, now I'm gonna get a board and just flatten it all out and stomp on it, make sure it's all packed down. Alright, so I just finished the packing down of everything. You can see all the little squares in there. I also just sprayed it down once again, let the water kind of pack everything together, because once it dries, it'll be nice and packed. But yeah, now it's time to actually start building the greenhouse to put up on this nice tore up piece of land. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and start building the greenhouse and get it up on this spot here. Good water. I totally forgot to record putting the greenhouse up, but honestly it was a good thing because it was a mess. I was all over the place, but here it is, all set up. Now again, this is a 25-foot by 10 feet. And yeah, let's go on the inside real quick. Just take a peek. And here we are. Beautiful, nice space. It's very nice in here right now. It's not like super hot. I mean, it's humid as shit, but it went up nicely. Now, the next step is to put in the garden beds, which are basically gonna run just lengthwise of the greenhouse here, and then we're just gonna have a center aisle. But it's gonna be 12 garden beds, and then after that, I'm gonna hook up the irrigation to them from the water barrel, and we'll be done. Oh, I'm ready. Now the final step is to get the garden beds in here. I've already got the wood laid out. Holy crap, lots of wind. But yeah, it's got the wood laid out where it needs to go, and I just got to cut a few boards and screw it all together, and then it's done.
Sound right, boy. It sound right, boy.
All right, well, here's the first garden bed, row I should say, all done, put into place. I can't finish the other one because I got to get some more wood, but yeah, it's coming along. Welcome back. It's a new day. Not sure exactly how many days it's been, honestly, can't tell you, but I just finished the garden beds, just finished cutting and screwing all the wood together. So let's take a look on how everything is set out. So right here is just going to be a center walkway, a total of 12 garden beds. Each one is 4 feet going that way and three and a half feet going this way. So we got about just over 2.5 feet of walkway space. That's basically it. Now just got to fill them, hook up some irrigation, and it's all done. This has been a huge project, super fun. I'm glad I'm doing it. I definitely want to be able to grow all my own food. Real quick though, I do want to take a sec and let you guys know that I do have an Etsy shop. It's called IEG Irrigation, and what it is it's grow tent irrigation kits. If you're just looking to start off growing stuff and you want to grow in a grow tent where it's a very controlled environment and you can learn the basics before going full blown on it and just dealing with all of the mistakes and everything all at once. You can start small and learn as you go, but the irrigation systems definitely help with watering and keeping things consistent and super easy. That's what my channel here is all about. Is the IEG stands for I'm Easy Growing. So that's why here in the IEG garden I'm hooking up irrigation, because I want to make everything super easy and fun. So check that out. It's IEG Irrigation. It's on Etsy. Yeah, thanks so much. All right, it's getting later. I did some more work and I'm about to show you what I did. So I started digging the trench of where the PVC is going to run underground to feed the water to the greenhouse. And I'm not going to go very deep just because I don't think it's necessary, because I'm not really worried about like frost line or anything like that, because it's not intended to be used during winter time. But yeah, we're getting there. So I just finished all the plumbing work to the greenhouse, and let's take a look at what I did. So right here off of the timer valve, it goes straight down into the ground, and this runs, of course, all the way to the greenhouse. And then at the greenhouse here, we have it teed off, and it just goes right up to some other valves, so then that way I can control whether or not I want one side to be on or off for watering. If let's say one side is overwatered, I can turn off an entire side. I also plan on putting some individual valves per garden bed so I can turn off individual beds as well. But yeah, this is all of the plumbing that needed to get done. So now we've got rainwater that goes straight to the greenhouse. All right, it's all done. It's all buried. Everything looks good. It's a little dirty in those now, but you can see that these turn on and off. Now I'm just gonna wet it to help pack everything down, and that's basically it. I just have to build the rest of the irrigation that goes actually inside to the garden beds. And I'm gonna use these to go from the PVC to my vinyl tubing that I use for irrigation. All right, it's a new day, and to finish up the irrigation portion of the greenhouse here, I had to get a, there we go. I had to get a fitting to go on to the valve because I'm going from the PVC to a barb. And this just now is able to screw in. So I'm just gonna do that, and then I gotta get to building the actual irrigation system that's gonna run along the board here all the way down and feed all the garden beds. Also, a quick thing to note is this is officially going from 3/4 inch pipe down to a 1/2 inch right at this point, because that's what the irrigation tubing is. It's actually a 1/2 inch. All right, so we are in my basement now. This is actually my temporary office workstation space. Where I actually build grow tent irrigation systems. It's IEG Irrigation on Etsy.com. So what we're gonna do now is we're going to build the irrigation part. What's up, bud? What's up? Come here. Come here. Oh, this is Winslow. Say hi. Say hi. Hello. 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 What's up, everybody? Today's a new day. When I first laid down my irrigation tubing, I guess my measurements were off. They didn't line up quite right. Since then, I've already corrected the issue and changed out some of the tubing. But now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach the actual feed lines to the 1/2 inch irrigation. So yeah, I'm going to get going on that. Also, real quick, I got some hot water here just to make it easy. Now it's time to put the second one on. It's not quite finished yet, but I'll get it installed for the most part and fix that one just like I had to fix this one. So I'm gonna go grab all that material and we'll get going on that. This side is complete. This side's almost complete. The last thing I have to do here, hang on. Last thing I have to do here, fasten these on there. But before I want to do that, I want to run some water through it to make sure there's no dirt or anything stuck inside when I was laying down in the trench and everything with the PVC tubing. So yeah, probably gonna do that real quick so I can get those attached. But this greenhouse is almost ready. I think I'm also gonna take those bricks back there, get them out. The wood's good now. I just put those on there to kind of help mold it to the ground since some of the boards were nice and warped already. But yeah, it's looking real good. All right, so I'm gonna go run and turn the water on and run it for just a few seconds to try to push out any dirt that's in the lines. And then we're gonna get those irrigation systems, or the 1/2-inch irrigation tubes onto those fittings right there. And yeah. So let's go do that real quick. So I'm not sure if I did just record this or not, but I just ran some water through the lines to push out any dirt that was stuck in there from when I laid it down. So now we're gonna attach the actual irrigation tubing to the fittings. It will be ready to rock and roll. So let's do that right now. This is just some hot water. The irrigation tubing is a little smaller than that, so what I'm gonna do is dip it in the hot water, use some pliers to stretch out that tubing, and then now we should be able to force this on and over just like that. Yeah, I think that is as good as I'm gonna get it on there, because again, it is a little bit larger than the actual 1/2-inch tubing, which is perfectly fine because this is just gonna create a really tight seal, and I can put a hose clamp on that later on if it is an issue or becomes an issue. So we'll just do the same thing here. Alright, today's the day that I finally finished the irrigation. The greenhouse is essentially ready to go. I just need to fill these garden beds with compost and topsoil mixture, and it's all set. I am also gonna lay down some, I don't know what you call it, brain farting, I don't know, garden fabric, the stuff to prevent weeds. That's gonna go down right in the center here, along with cardboard over top of it. And then in the base of all of the garden beds, I'm gonna put not compost, cardboard, to prevent anything being able to grow up just for a few years, or a year, because it'll break down really quickly. But yeah, let's show you what it looks like. So this is gonna be the basic look of it, kind of like a little spider almost. It's all set and ready. And these are 360 watering heads, so they will spray the entire garden bed. But yeah, this is all set, ready. It can be fully automated now. What's really cool is I can control shutting off an entire side with these valves there. Then also I can turn off individual garden beds with their individual valves. So it's super customizable, and it's gonna be super great. And again, these will get filled up here with about 5 inches of soil, so it'll be basically all the way up to the top. All right, so it's been a few days and I've done a lot more work. I just haven't recorded it because it's been kind of get work done as I can. So let me show you what I've done inside the greenhouse. So as you can see, I have started putting cardboard in all of the garden beds to help with weeds and everything. It gives it a good restart and makes it easy. I also put cardboard down in the walkway along with 2 layers of the garden mesh fabric stuff. It didn't quite reach all of it, so there is 2 sections on both ends that don't quite have that. So I've got a few more garden beds to fill with cardboard, just these last 3. But today I also emptied out all of my compost bins because it was ready to reset, and I was able to fill only 1 garden bed with pure compost. The base, I guess, would be like coco coir. But yeah, this is really nice soil now. Really rich, dark, full of worm castings, beautiful. And the irrigation system's all set up now. So I'm gonna start planting in here because I do have just barely enough time to get 1 grow in out of this bed at least. So yeah, it's a lot of work. Getting what I can done when I can, you know, still gotta work and all that. Yeah, it's coming along. It's looking good. So, since I got one of these garden beds filled up, I figured I might as well try to plant some stuff to see, because I got enough time to get 1 more grow in before the growing season is over. So I might as well plant some stuff and get something growing in here. So today I'm going to be planting some lettuce, some carrots, some radishes, red beets, and some Brussels sprouts. Now the Brussels sprouts I am a little bit hesitant on, just because they do take a little bit longer, around 100 days until harvest. And right now it's the end of July, literally the end of July. So we really just have August, September, and October, and by the end of October it's definitely going to be cold. So I'm hoping this greenhouse will provide enough heat to keep things growing. So it's really just kind of a test to see what happens. But yeah, so I'm going to start off with the Brussels sprouts, and I'm going to put them on this end of the garden bed, just because later in the day, with the house being over here, this area does start to get shaded, and the Brussels sprouts need full sun. So I'm going to put them as far as I can on this side, so then that way they get more sun longer. But yeah, I'm gonna start on this end and we'll go from there. Got my little book on how to grow your own food. It's basically a beginner's guide. Got it at my local Barnes and Noble. So yeah, let's see. Let's start with our beets, our red beets. Okay, so beets. Takes a total of 45 to 65 days to harvest. They grow as tall as a foot, 12 inches. Let's see, grows best from seed, how to plant, a ½ inch deep, every 3 to 4 inches apart. Now normally you would want to plant 2 seeds per spot. I'm just gonna, since it's just a test run, I'm just gonna do 1 seed. Next, we're gonna do some radishes. As long as you don't plant the seed right next to the stake. So now these are gonna go every roughly 2 inches, and boy, is it beautiful out today. Sunny, not too hot, slight breeze, completely clear skies. Same thing, just lightly cover these up. So I think I'm gonna go with my lettuce next. This says 70 days to harvest. We're gonna plant it a 1/4 inch deep, so not very deep. And it says to thin every 8 inches. So I'm gonna plant them about every 6 inches. I think that'll be perfectly fine. I always say for lettuce it's roughly 3 to 4 inches apart depending on the type of lettuce. This one being 8 inches apart, 6 to 8 inches is fine. I've only got 4 of these. Next, carrots. Now, the last thing are Brussels sprouts, and our Brussels sprouts are going to be planted a 1/2 inch deep at about spacing of 3 to 4 inches. I'm gonna go around 6 inches just to be safe. Now I'm gonna run inside real quick, make some markers so I know what is what and where it's at, and then I get to show you the watering system. I've got Brussels sprouts, carrots, lettuce. Alright, so it's a brand new day, obviously. Well, maybe not obviously. To me, it's a new day, obviously. Still got just the one garden bed in the greenhouse going. I think I'm going to end this video basically here. We got some things sprouted. I'll make some updated videos on how I'm growing this. Oh, it's getting a little windy. Starting to rain as well, so sorry if it's hard to hear me. Yeah, I think I'm going to end out this video right here. What we have left to do on the greenhouse is fill in the garden beds, and that's basically it. Not gonna be able to get to it this year, I don't think, just because of time and money. Some things that would really help me out, if you could like, subscribe to my channel, as well as turn on those bell notifications. That way you don't miss when new videos come out. I do plan on going live every so often in the morning when I am working on my plants. So you'll miss out on the lives if you don't turn on those bell notifications. Also, if you could, go check out my other YouTube channel. It's I'm Easy Growing. I'll have it in my channel's, I don't know what it's called. Down at the bottom of my channel page, you'll see where I have suggested channels or other channels to check out. So that would be very helpful. Another thing is you can check out my Etsy shop. It's an irrigation, the pre-built irrigation kits for grow tents. I also, in the description of all my videos, have links to the Etsy shop as well as my Amazon shop. So if you want to check those out, that would be great. But otherwise, we're going to close out today's video, and I hope you really enjoyed. I can't wait to finish this out and see how it all comes together. All right, thanks so much, guys. Much love. Bye.